Yesterday we came and started repairing our little trees here. We're bringing them back to good life, regenerating the life in the soil. Now, I didn't finish yesterday because I wasn't expecting to find scale on this, and we spoke about it briefly. It's a little insect which the ants love to farm, and that's, if you see ants on your trees, no matter what sort of tree it is, more than likely you have got scale on that as well. Now, the way I'm going to treat that is two ways. One with a spray, which I've got ready, and the other one with a guard around the base of the tree, on the trunk. So this is called tree guard. It's an old box that I've got, or sorry, container. And it's got a paste inside, and it's very, very gooey. It's almost, it reminds me of the vanilla essence or paste that they use. My godmother used to serve me something like that. It was so sweet, but this is anything but that. This is a natural-based product, I suppose, which stops insects from travelling past. So what we do with this is apply it around the trunk of the tree, but do not apply it directly on the trunk. This one apparently is safe to do that, I believe so, but I always like to put a little bit of a guard around the trunk as a protection. Now, in the past, I've used tape, the sticky tape, masking tape, I think it is, or even some electrical tape. Problem with that is, over time, with hot weather on the tape, the gluey side of the tape, the sticky side that is, as the sun's hitting on it, it makes the glue become runny, and then when it does dry up again, it actually goes hard against the actual bark of the tree or the trunk of the tree. And when you go to peel it off, the time comes for you to remove the tape, you find yourself ring bark in the tree at the same time. So I've gone away from any sort of sticky substance like a tape of that form, and what I've got here is Glade wrap, folks. So I just cut a piece of Glade wrap and I folded it up a few times. Real simple. You can choose how wide you want it. That's only about 4 or 5 centimeters in width. Now, I haven't got my mulch in here yet. I'm going to put some mulch as well. So before you position it, think about if you're going to be mulching, because you don't want to apply it right down at the bottom and then apply mulch and it covers it all completely. So it's got to sit just above the mulch line. So we'll just go here, and you'll see ants running around everywhere, all over it already. Now, I'm not going to stick it with any tape on top. I'm simply going to apply this paste. Now, what's going to happen is we're going to have these ants barricaded on the trees, so they won't be able to get across. I've put it on really thick here, folks, actually. Doesn't have to be that thick because it will run with the heat. You need a very light layer. Look at this. They're shocked. They don't know how to get out now. So we've created the barrier there, so now the ants can't get down. Yes, they're going to keep feeding, but they're not actually eating for themselves. They're actually harvesting and farming to feed back into the nests. That's from the scale. So they're stuck there. They're not going to be able to get past unless they want to commit suicide or just sort of jump off and parachute down to the ground. But what we're going to do is now spray it with our oil spray. Now, this spray here I made earlier. It's basically a teaspoon up to a tablespoon of olive oil and a teaspoon or so as well of dishwashing liquid. That's it. Shake it well. You got yourself a homemade agricultural oil spray. So the soap combined with the oil will knock them out for 6, folks. And if you use a soap that's got a bit of a fragrance, well, every time you walk past the tree, it'll smell pretty. As long as it's not something you use in the bathroom or the toilet, huh? Natural-based oils and natural-based soaps is what you need. Now, this will suffocate the scale, and the ants almost indefinitely will just disappear as well, because they just won't handle the oil all over them, because when it dries out, it'll knock them out. Drench it really well. Don't give it a light mist. I'm using my Easy Hand Sprayer here, and it gives you a real good drenching on it. So you keep it on a mist spray, but you've got a lot of liquid going through. That was up to here, wasn't it? So that's half a litre. I've already put 300 ml on there. It's only been, what, 4 or 5 pumps or so. It does really release a lot of liquid, and you need that because the smaller the insect or pest that you have on your on your plant, the more likelihood you'll miss it if you do a light mist spray over the top. So you want to drench it to the point of runoff, like it's dripping like that. So that's out of the way. And now the last part is the mulch. This is our activated mulch. It's been sitting in here not for too long. I did it a bit earlier today. So the longer you leave it, the better it is. And I've got this mixed in with our Eco Mulching Liquid Gold. And just drag some over the top like that. And hopefully that stops the rabbits. Also, folks, if you've got plants that are staked up, they've got some garden stakes on either side to hold them in place, a tree be it all, make sure that you actually do the stakes as well, because from the stake, if they can't get up from the trunk, they'll go to the stake and work their way across and up to the tie that's holding the tree to the stake. So if there's a way to get there, no matter how far or how diverted it is, they'll still make their way back up there if you've barricaded or blocked them from their first point of entrance, easiest point of entrance. There we are, mulched up. It's already hydrated underneath. That's got our EcoBush liquid gold. It's got everything with our planting mix. This tree should start showing some really good signs in return and lots of new growth coming on it as the fruit starts to ripen. So scale, and in fact you can use that insecticide, homemade one, on anything in the garden as far as an insect is concerned. So feed your garden, mulch your garden, protect your garden as you need to, keep it all natural, and that way you feel confident that whatever you get to harvest off your plant is good for you and the family. Now we're going to come back later on and visit these and see how it's going, but we're also not going to come back, I don't know how soon in the future, but with some bigger pots and get these planted up into these large pots and give them a good chance to grow big, strong and healthy with lots of produce for us. Theberton, we're coming to you. There's only a few days. We're counting down pretty fast, 18th to the 24th in South Australia. That's Kennard Storage Hire location. That's where we're going, self-storage that is. We'll be there from the 18th to the 24th, Theberton. If you want to click and collect, order now, get some great discounts and pick it up and say hello. We might be able to come over, check out your garden as well. From me, Vasily, Maresi.